¿Prefieres Chris, Christian, or Christian?
Welcome to Pretty and Petty Podcast. This is Karen, your hostess for tonight, together with Esty and Alex. Say hi, girl.
I'm here. What's up?
What's up? So, ladies, you see it's getting dark early, right? You know what that means, right? Summer's over. Sweater weather. How do you feel about that?
Sweater weather. That was our thing last fall episode. We were talking about sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Is it fall
and
now?
Here we are again.
Is it already fall?
Not yet. No, we have like 2 more weeks. But, I mean,
It's starting to feel that way. I think the Halloween decorations that came up in August and the kids went back to school, the back to school specials and everything. Yeah, you see this bruja here got some shit in, a little skeleton man.
I love Halloween.
My little skeleton.
No, it's just so I can decorate the table that I've been doing my picker cards. I want to make it like festive.
Oh, okay.
So I bought 2 little skeletons and a pumpkin. I'll probably put like some orange lighting on my table too. But anyway, I was just showing you that, yes, as far as I'm concerned, fall is here.
Yeah. I always feel that way once the kids start school. I'm like, it's fall. That's it.
Yeah, me too. And then again, it starts getting dark, right? Not something I'm looking forward to because I'm going back to work, guys. I return back to work. Technically, tomorrow should really be my day back, but thankfully they've been really good and they're letting us have an open schedule. So I'm not, there's no demand of me being there every day. So I probably go Friday. But I'm not looking forward to coming home in the dark. That's the one sucky
That
thing.
for me is the worst day of the year for me. That daylight savings. I know people love it because they're like, we get an extra hour of sleep. I'm like,
we don't get shit.
Fuck the sleep. I really don't like the fact that 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's already dark. You feel like you've lost the day. So for me, my favorite day of the year, and this is like, it beats out all the other days, is the daylight savings when we get the hour back and the sun is out till like 8, 9 o'clock. That's my favorite day of the year. I love it more than Easter, more than Christmas. I'm like, my day is
Are
here.
you serious? Okay, it's not that serious.
Yes.
Oh my God. It is not that serious, but I get it. I get
dark
it.
days. That's just me. I'm
get
sorry.
it.
I like light.
I get it. But yeah, I'm one of those people that I get used to it. Like, it is what it is. Fuck it. So I do have the mindset, oh shit, we get that hour to sleep. But in reality, it's not. It kind of, evens itself out. But yeah, it does get dark quickly. And it sucks. And sadly, there's a lot of people that suffer from seasonal depression. And seasonal depression usually gets kicked off with that daylight savings.
There was an acronym. It was seasonal something disease. And they're like, so you have SAD. You're sad. And I forget the full saying of that. But I heard that recently and I was like, oh shit, is that like a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
That whole season,
that's not what sad derived from. The word
I know, but it was kind of like a joke type of thing. But I was
a play on words. Yeah.
Is it like a seasonal association disease, something like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Keep talking. I'm gonna do a quick Google.
I can't tell you.
Continue.
All right. Yeah. No. So, I know a multitude of people who suffer from, who start really getting down and feeling a certain kind of way once it starts getting dark. Like, for them, it's almost like, oh shit, it's hibernation time, right? I can't go out. I can't enjoy myself. It's late. I can't see anything. Like me, I'm like, fuck it. It's nighttime. Let's go drink. Like, that shit ain't gonna stop me, whether it's earlier or later. I don't give a fuck. But I do, empathize with those people. Oh, seasonal affective
disorder.
Good for you.
It's a real thing.
Thank you. It is a real thing. They call it the winter blues. And, but in a depression news, since we are discussing depression, you guys have heard the latest about Britney Spears, I'm sure. How her father has filed to end the conservatorship.
After 13 years, I think it's well
13
due.
years.
I personally don't understand how a woman her age who has children, who works as hard as she has and continues to work even as a kid, right? Because it's not Britney Spears, baby, one more time. Thinking about Britney Spears, Star Stars, Britney Spears, Mickey Mouse Club. So she's been putting all this work and left all of that to her dad to take care of. And it was like she was a prisoner in her life. And I get that she's a sick person, right? With her mental illness and things like that. But for me, it's kind of crazy how like you're this age, whatever age I think she's close to 40 already, and has no control of her life. Not even like where she can go, what she can buy. And that shit got her nuts. Those dance videos that she be posting on Instagram, it makes me, I'm one of those people that she shouted out. If you don't like my videos, don't follow. I really don't like those dance videos.
They make me let me tell you how they make me sad.
Yeah,
they really make me sad. And to some degree, I don't think someone deserves to have such their lives controlled the way that she has, where she's even claiming that, like her own reproductive system, she'd like to have a baby, etc.
Right.
But after some of the postings that I've seen, I don't think she really should have a baby. I don't think she really should do some of these things. She's not well. I don't know if you guys saw a video, maybe it was like 3 weeks ago, where she got like her first iPad. And she was so happy. She was like, "Oh my God, guys, I got my first iPad." And like, yay, moving forward. And I was like, this is an adult woman. Why is she talking like someone who's doing like, I don't know, Romper Room or Sesame Street?
But she's been secluded, so Karen. Yeah, but think about it. For her, anything, the little things probably like you said, she was mentally messed up. And then so when you're like sheltered and you're closed off and you can't do something, you start like messing. Those dances are probably her. She's a dancer. She's always danced. So she's like, I can't perform. I refuse to perform because you're going to get paid. So I'm just going to go crazy and start performing on Instagram to let out whatever I need to let out, my aggression. She's not a drinker. I don't know if she is or she isn't. She don't look like it.
I doubt she can.
Or maybe that, but maybe that's her like kind of like escape, but then also like you can't tell me what to do on Instagram. So that was like her thing. And it looked crazy, but listen, so many times these fucking TikTok people are over here posting these dumbass dances and we don't think they're crazy, we think they're fun, but she does it so
or the crate challenge. Right. You don't think that shit is crazy?
But I think because we do it, she does it so many times and then you're like, oh, is she off? But I just think like she's like, I want to be free. I want to have fun.
That's the way of her expressing herself. And I get it. Especially because she has restriction on who can be around her, can see her, right? Imagine being home all the time and then during a pandemic, now you can't even work. So now you're home with this guy who I don't trust, by the way, but that's not the conversation for today.
I like him.
I don't trust him.
I don't know nothing about him.
Why?
You want to get into that discussion?
Yeah, I want to get into it. What don't you trust?
Why?
Because he looks
and he's
like
nobody.
He's an opportunist. So he's an actor himself, right? And he's a really good-looking guy. He's younger than she is. Whatever I know, but he's like in a show too. And I just feel like, look at how she is. Look at her life. What is she giving you in relationship, right? Because you can't do anything, go anywhere, right? You're very limited as to what you can do. So what is it in her that is drawing you to her so much other than the fact that she's Britney Spears? And that's it. That's
like he's childish. Maybe he has like a mind like a child, like not like a child, but maybe he's kind of innocent
too.
Is he?
Who is he? Like 28?
We only really know him because of her. You know what I mean? And I think he's taking advantage of her.
We could have said the same thing about Kevin Federline. He was like we could have said that, and lots of people did at that time, right?
Didn't we? Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we did. Yes, and we did. But he ended up. So far, he's a really good dad. He's got custody of the kids. You never hear anything about those children.
Their lives to survive and thrive and whatever he's doing.
Could be, but those are her kids and she's the rich one. But it doesn't, no one's saying anything about him exploiting her.
But you know what? I think this guy is a good dude because let me tell you, to deal with crazy, and I'm not talking about that she crazy. I'm talking about this whole crazy situation. You don't ever have tabloids on him out with another chick while she's stuck at home or anything. He stands by her. He has his own opinion of what's going on, and he makes her happy. Whatever, even if it's for the meantime, this chick needs to smile and be happy. Yeah. Everybody else is like telling her where her vagina is supposed to be, where she's supposed to stand. She performs on fever with a fever, all this shit. If he's the only kind of like escape for her, even if he ain't, if you claim or anyone claims, I mean, I look at him, I'm like, you know what? Any dude would have been like, yeah, no, I'm gonna stay with you. But then you would find them, TMZ will find your ass eating with some other chick.
They will.
Or something. And you never do. You always find them. He's always with her. He talks such highly of her and that he understands her. Maybe he's been like fucked up in the head and gets what he says, No,
so I agree.
I like him. I think the other guys were creepers, like that photographer or whatever that she had before. She had some guy named Sam. Was his name Sam or something? Some weirdo. She had a bunch of other weirdos. Some of the guys stuck around. The one she was engaged to, the older guy, whatever. But listen, to be in that world, her world is nuts. Like she's...
Well, I mean, in general...
Yeah, she's a very public... Like, she's
right. And she comes with a shitload of publicity, a shitload of money, and, a shitload of notoriety. So... yeah, anyone who is a no one, right, in a sense, could look like an opportunist, right?
You can say that about Ben Affleck and J-Lo. Be like, yo, where the fuck? Like, all of a sudden now Ben Affleck is on the cover of everything now because of J-Lo. We'd be like, yo, he could have been an opportunist too.
Absolutely.
Not that he's not famous.
I think A-Rod kind of was, because now look at how that flipped, right? We had A-Rod every week, news of A-Rod. Now we don't know shit about fucking A-Rod.
Well, because J-Lo is they ride on her coattail, or they ride her.
Yeah,
that's right. But stardom. If you had your own, like, whatever, presence. You had your own cloud and you had your own presence, right? And you had your own everything, then you would be a topic, right? Because if you think about it, there are celebrities that they break up and they each stand on their own. Look at Brad and Angelina, right? Even though they got divorced or whatever, people still reference Angelina. People still talk about Brad. And that's how it goes.
They still hate each other and there's still shit going on between the two of them. They
that's
have
fine, Karen, but they each have their own careers, but you will always see them even after breakups.
Absolutely.
I think that like those J-Lo, like Ben Affleck, they have their credibility, A-Rod in their own rights, but it's like she's mega, right? Because she's always in your face.
Yeah.
She's like, so if you're not on her level of clout, then that's what happens. So I feel like sometimes you could say Ben Affleck, all of a sudden he was kind of dwindling. And then all of a sudden now, and then even Jennifer Garner, like we weren't hearing about her. We just kept seeing her like taking her kids. Or now paparazzi follow her ass to go get coffee now because they want to know what she thinks and all that stuff. So you never know how things played out. But
I agree. What do you guys think about, going back to Britney, what do you guys think about some of the celebrities that have like, I won't say celebrities, let's just say like Justin Timberlake comes out and like finally comes out and says something while, we were going through this whole spiel about her conservatorship. You think that was sincere? Like, I think it's me personally.
He's trying to save his ass. He's trying to come out with another album now. He's trying to save his ass because he's been shitted on for so many things because he was the first whiny ass bitch to go on 2020 and talk to Barbara Walters or whoever the other lady was. I forgot her name. Talking about that she wasn't a virgin because his heart was broken. So he want to fucking blow up her
Actually,
business.
To be honest with you, he at the first place he went to, and
I thought it was Britney.
I heard it.
Or Diane Sawyer.
He went on the Star and Buck Wild show when he was here in New York for his first album. And he admitted that he like that they had sex, that they lived together, they had sex, and that he would go down on her. And she was so like basically she in something else. She was like, yeah, don't kiss and tell. Like that's our business. But he did it, and I remember
because he was hurt.
They offered to play the album. Like they're like, we'll offer you like airtime on that, and he was like, yes, I did. You know, like I never forget it. I was driving home from work or some shit when he said it.
I feel like I just feel like he's now trying to retract shit because now he got another. And I like Justin Timberlake, like his music and stuff, but I feel like he's the type of person that he didn't look out for people's feelings. He stepped on who he needed to do because he wanted to have that image. He stepped on Janet Jackson. He didn't give a fuck to protect her when that thing happened. He did all and now him and his wife are like, we're with you, Brittany. Sit down. Have several seats because you just look stupid right now.
You know what I think? I think because BuzzFeed every 2 months wants to have an article on why Justin Timberlake is whatever. So I feel like he probably was like, okay, let's end this cycle and pattern and let me try to fix myself here. So I remember people called him out because he kept saying he was like an alliance to the gay community, and they're like, what have you done for us? And then when he performed at Super Bowl, they're like, okay, you didn't get fined, Janet did, and you're the one that pulled her titty out. And the whole thing with Britney, he did all these things with the videos and the songs, and then she had to go on the Barbara Walters or Diane Sawyer, whoever, I think it was Diane Sawyer, and talk about that experience, that she was so sorry, and why he was all mad for months. And people are like, Justin, you're the one that has problems here.
Yeah,
and women are getting blamed for all his stuff. Yeah, I love Justin Timberlake. I used to love Justin Timberlake, but recently, I don't know. I guess when he started, when he got married, I guess I was like,
me too.
Justin Timberlake, but I just feel like he don't know. Maybe he's grown. Maybe now he can see how he added to that shit. You know, he knew. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he knew Britney Spears when he was with her, the control and all that. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure he had his own shit.
Well, yeah, especially since they all came up together, right? Him, Ryan Gosling,
Christina Aguilera,
JC Chazé, right? All of them were part of that crew of Mickey Mouse Club, and they all had pretty successful lives afterwards. So he, if anyone, knows what she has been going through, and water under the bridge. She might have cheated on you or whatever. You guys were young.
He's forgiving him anyway. You see how she is with him.
She's and so, but I think it's a little. I mean, I think it's a little womp. I don't know. I don't even have a word to say for it. I think
she's to just like, come out, you know what?
We're here for you. We love you. Fuck you.
But she's very forgiving. You see, she plays his music or she'll shout him out or something. I think she's more like, boo-boo, if this is what you need to do. I don't think she's cuckoo. I think, you know what, Karen? I think she's just, you flip.
Tired. Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. Listen.
I watched some of her documentaries, and as much cameras are flashing in her face as this woman's walking and all that stuff. And then on top of that, you go home and you can't even sleep comfortably and freely or know where your money is and all that stuff. It starts fucking with you. And then you got a kid and postpartum depression, I'm guessing she probably had.
And then she had one right after.
And one right after.
She had those boys one after the other.
And then, and then she's probably rethinking her marriage, what the fuck did I do? And then they're shitting on her. It's just, there was no way out of that. And I mean, I think it was a good thing to step in her family to help her. But I think then they fucking milked the shit out of that. And then
let's go back a little bit, because I did do some research as to what actually caused this whole thing. So remember, Britney Spears is a child star, right? She grew up in the public eye. And then you have the pressure to maintain who she is, a pop star, the biggest pop star of the world, right? At this level. She ended up having a psychotic breakdown, which caused her to lose custody of her kids, right? I know at one point she had them like in the front seat while she was driving, and people were taking pictures of her. They took pictures of her vagina out another day, and she just lost it.
She had a vagina out?
With Paris Hilton. You know, you go out with Paris Hilton, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
and then she had the whole mental breakdown when they were following her. She took the umbrella.
After she shaved her head.
She shaved her head. Yeah. And, you know, they said that she might have, in 2008, undiagnosed bipolar disorder. She had a lot of sleepless nights, anxiety. She had dismissed mood swings and took blame, like, oh, it's my fault, whatever. They prescribed her Prozac, and she only took it when she felt sad. So the thing with those medications, that you had to take it continuously. Just to keep the hormones stabilized and stabilize those moods. So there's a lot of factors going on. She did go into for psychiatric treatment. I know that I have read somewhere that she, hold on one second. Yeah, she went 2 times to a psychiatric hospital for mental health evaluation.
She checked herself out, I think, like after the second one.
Yeah. And then you have to think about, right, the conservatorship was supposed to only be temporary. And it was done in an emergency, but here we got 13 years later, and it's still a topic of discussion and still an issue that she's dealing with. So, you know, and you also had the split from Kevin Federline that kind of didn't help her with the mental state either. So I think that in child stars, and I know a lot of people in Hollywood have these things, right? Like it's a Lindsay Lohan story, and I think there's some
Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes. There are some that survived that, right? Like Raven Simone, she did pretty well considering that she was on the Cosby Show, 3 years old, right?
Yeah.
And another started that, but look at Shia LaBeouf, how he turned out. But he also had his own things.
He comes from stuff. A difficult, background.
Yeah. But whatever the case may be, there was that whole, I guess, bias. Like if you're a child star, you're definitely gonna grow up with issues. For Britney, it was a lot worse. She was, again, one of the biggest stars. And she didn't grow up the way normal people do. You think she should have, like a normal person knows, don't put your kid while you're driving on your lap, right? But she was like, oh, it's a game, it's fun, because she's also not mental state of playfulness and childness and stuff like that. So you feel Michael Jackson never grew up. Yeah. Peter Pan syndrome over there, you know what I mean? Like that motherfucker never grew up.
Like Neverland.
Neverland. Remember the time he hung his baby out to show his
to show the baby with the thing over the head too.
On the balcony. Blanket had a blanket on.
Yeah. So I think those factors fueled in, and it has to deal with pressure. So I think coming from Britney and just looking at Britney as an example, do you ladies ever feel in your life pressure? And that's just a yes or no question, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, all the time.
Absolutely. So for the people listening, right, because I want to have the conversation open, how do we deal with pressure? Right? We're not talking stardom pressure. We're talking normal people, average Joes pressure. How do we deal with our mental health? How do we combat our demons? And how do we keep moving forward?
Alcohol. No, I'm just
weed. No. I guess in my case, I'm a mother of 3 children, and I work, and it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure every day. Sometimes under my breath, I'm like, I hate these kids. Like I hate to admit that because I love them with all my heart, and I would die for them, literally. But it's a lot because you feel that you're not doing enough. Like, am I not doing enough with them? Am I not, being a good mother? Am I not being a good wife? Am I not being a good friend? Like, there's so many avenues. Am I not being a good daughter? There's so much pressure. Even, as an employee, am I not doing enough? I'm working from home. My kids are home. It's a lot, but I am someone who has gone through really dark days. I had postpartum depression for my last child. And since then, I have been on medication for depression. And medication for depression is not something that you take when you're sad. I remember when I was first put on it, a member of my family was like, I took it and I didn't do me anything. It wasn't enough. And it's like, yeah, because if you're not feeling the effects, that means you need more and you need more. So you find yourself is upping your dosage. So now my child is 4. I've been on this medication for 3 years because she turned 1 when I started. 3 years. And I went from having 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams. And it's because as your body starts stabilizing, the effects, it doesn't do anything anymore. So you have to, up the dosage, and not to mention the side effects that happen too. So, and also add to that the pressure and the stigma behind depression and medicine. How many times, I don't take medicine. Oh, I do it the natural way. I don't believe in that stuff. I don't. And you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm a loser because I need medicine,
So what would be the natural way?
Holistic and, or they do yoga.
Yeah. I have a holistic psychologist. And she said that because I've discussed a plan to come off of the medication. I'd like to, sometimes the side effects are like, I can't lose weight that easily. And it has to do with the medication. So I've been on a plan to work on getting off of the medicine. But the only way I can do it is by adding working out, endorphins. Like, we laugh at that part.
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde. Yes. When she was like, happy people don't kill anybody. She does exercise, and it's true. I have a holistic therapist who's literally telling me the only way that you can properly get off this medicine is if you substitute it for working out. And if you're blue and you don't even want to get up in the morning, how the fuck are you going to wake up to go work out? That's like but you have to find a way. You have to push through it to see, I start a workout routine and then I stop because I feel down or I feel blue and, I don't feel good enough. And so the cycle then continues. So there has to be, and I'm a normal person. I don't have money like Brittany because I would say, with money, I have a chef, I have my own personal trainer, I have this, I have a nanny to watch the kids and blah, blah, blah. So I'm a normal human being. And those are all things that that I need to take into consideration. Who's going to watch the kids when I go to the gym? Who's going to cook the right foods? What am I going to, organic food is expensive. Like, how am I going to eat better? All these things are encompassed. So it gets even harder. Like, thankfully, me personally, our podcast has helped with my creative outlet, right? So having this podcast has made me feel better because I have something where I can express myself. I can speak. I can enjoy my time. We laugh. We provide people with ideas and opinions. And that's great in and of itself, right? But how many people don't have outlets? It's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we were kind of talking about with the whole Brittany dancing, right? That's like her outlet.
Yeah.
And to each their own. I know that I, like you, Karen, like I have some postpartum depression and I went to see a therapist and, they prescribed me the medication. I didn't take it. I kind of just fought through it and just levelize myself a bit, try to balance myself out because I didn't want to become dependent on that. And that's not offense to it. It's just lack of education on my end too. Because they just say, take the medication and blah, blah, blah. But, I was like, let me try to fight this myself. Just go through my days, do what I can. And if I don't feel any better, then I'll take it. But I went to see a therapist at the doctor's office and I didn't go to her after that one session because, and this just might be a me thing. She didn't look at me in the eyes while I was talking. So for me, I felt like, are you not engaged in my tears right now? Like
writing in her book though?
No, she wrote some stuff, but then she looked to the wall. It was very awkward. So it's, I have a friend who studied psychology. She's like, maybe she just didn't want you to feel pressured with the eye, like if she was judging you with the eye contact or whatever. And I said, I don't need that. I need you to look at me and let me know that you're actually listening and that I'm not boring you. Especially since I'm paying for this. You know what I mean? Like, this shit ain't free. So
look at me.
Yeah, like, look at me. I'm talking to you. And me, I don't like to talk to people staring at them the whole time, but I try to make gradual eye contact just as much as I can. But she just did not. And every time she did catch my eye, she like looked away like she was scared. So I didn't go back to her. And honestly, I feel a lot better since then. I think I just needed someone to talk to in that time. I know there's always people that are like, oh, I went through the same thing, stuff like that. But there's also, I don't know why I was afraid to talk about my problems to friends and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, yes, there are women who go through it. And yes, there are women who have postpartum depression. And yes, there are people that take medication, don't take medication, go to therapy, whatever the case may be. But I just felt like I'm not in it deep enough to discuss it. And I just really wanted to figure it out on my own before I became the person that has mental depression, especially with my family. Like, I didn't want to tell my family that I went to therapy or I had postpartum, because then they always constantly check on me. And I didn't want that type of attention. It's just, I really want to just combat it myself. And there are days I still feel depressed. Not to say that I never feel depressed. I feel sad often, enough to like, I have my moments where I'm just like, I just want to stay in bed. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to be here. And I need a good cry. And it might just be from all the stress. It might be from the stuff that I'm feeling, from the pressure from work, from motherhood, from not having a break, from having to clean and cook. And like, it's a lot. So there's just days that I'm just like, I need to unwind. And I think the best way to unwind sometimes is just fucking cry. Yeah. Once you let that cry out, you're good to go.
Do you notice, do you think, because you mentioned something about like family, do you feel like there's like a stigma behind mental health when it comes to like minorities in general? I mean, we know that there is, because there is, like, there's, but as far as like familial, like with your family, because again, I've had it where my mom's literally like, no, she can't have depression because I had 3 kids and I had it really bad. I didn't even work and, blah, blah, blah. And, no disrespect to my mom. I think that her thing was like, my kid can't have depression because, I had it really bad. We were poor and, we really struggled, and she's got it really good. So without realizing that underlying, one, it's a jab. And 2, yes, it can happen to me. I can have this, and people do suffer from this. It's not just that I just get up and tú está bien, just dust yourself off and you'll be fine. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that like older people, when they feel like, or they see that you're taking medication for your psychological well-being, they're like, eso una loca. Like,
they're like, you crazy. It's a loca, but it's like, taking medicine
ella enferma, and anything you do that's a little off, they're like, es que ella una enferma. Like, I don't.
No,
that's why she takes
they look at me funny, like, yo no creo que ella tiene nada. I don't think she got nothing. I don't think she got that. Look at her, she's fine. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine because I'm fucking sedated.
No, I feel like anyone that has a mental illness, and I'm sorry to say this, if you have an older family, and it's not necessarily my family, but just people in general, if they know that you have a mental illness, they start calling you retardado, they start calling you loco, they start calling you the dog. They have a lot of labels. And
if you start yelling, they'll be like, you see, that's why you're like that.
That's crazy. That's
yeah.
You need medicine.
Crazy. They think people that are loud are crazy. And it's just some people are excited.
We're like, they're just expressive.
Right?
I just want to talk loud.
Yeah. How about you, Alex? What's your experience with it?
So here's the thing. So I'm different type of depression that I went through. So you guys have gone through like motherhood and other obstacles with marriage and spouses and all this stuff. So when I think of like sadness and depression, and I went through it, I think of it because I was surrounded from a young age with sickness and death at a young age. So my whole thing was I lost my mom at a young age. And then after that, like, it was kind of like trickled down to like, then my brother got sick, then my dad got, so it's like, and then my best friend passed. So for me, I became very anxious, where I started getting, when my mom died, I got so sad, but then I also became very worried for everyone, where if you didn't call me back, or if I didn't hear from you, or, like, I always thought something bad must have happened. And then I started noticing, like, that's not normal. Like, they'll call you back, like, or they didn't hear the phone or something. So I went and I saw someone, because I knew that, like, life isn't about just death and about sickness. There's other things in life. And I didn't tell anyone when I went. I said I did it for myself. And I'm a loud person, and I'm very unfiltered and all that stuff. And I am like that with my family and with my friends. And I went, and I didn't care what anybody thought. I went and I spoke with someone. I wanted to know from someone outside the box, like, there has to be something more to life than just like feeling like this. And, I spoke to her a couple of times. They did prescribe me something, and I took it for a bit, but then I weaned myself off, because I just wanted to see, like, medication is not a bad thing. And I had family members that were like, oh, but that's like the easy way out. It's not the easy way out. You know what's the easy way out? Where you just continue being a sad fuck, and you don't accept and try to do something for yourself and want to make yourself better. Nobody want to be with a mopey ass all the time. And so I said, no, I want to wean myself off, but I want to know what causes me to think these things, or what can I do to kind of, like, once I go there, I can go somewhere, I can think something else or help myself. So I did that. And I have days still where I'm sad, because I'm like, damn, is this all that it is to life? Especially, I'm sure, with pandemic, where you're just like sitting and it's Groundhog Day all the time, or you still see people now, abundance of sickness around me, where people are sick, or there's so much work and you're tired and you're not feeling good about yourself and all stuff. And then you see, and I feel like social media fucks with you too. I feel like I got off Instagram for a couple of months because, like, well, I happened to get off because of my password, but I was kind of glad I was off. Somebody hacked into me. I don't know who wanted to be Alex.
You don't. It's not a mental health. I couldn't remember my password.
No, somebody hacked into my shit, which I don't know why, but whatever. But I think that fucks with people's head too. You start seeing all your friends, like, I'll just be honest with y'all. You bitches were out and about, and I'm over there waitressing and working. I didn't go to a beach.
Out and about where?
You went to the pool. Alex. You were in the pool. Shut up. You were
the street from my house.
Fuck that. I haven't even seen a motherfucking pool. Okay. I didn't go anywhere.
The only time I've had dinner is with you guys on my birthday.
That was my only time too. But what I'm saying is, y'all like had friends. This bitch went to LA and stuff. I'm over here waitressing.
No, she's the one. I said that at the beginning. I was like, oh, you went to the países, huh?
I was like,
traveling. You like traveling. And then she got another travel at the end of the month. Let's not forget about that.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like, for me, like, people will look at other, like, we have to learn to stop looking at what others are doing and do for yourself. And I feel like social media fucks with you, because you're constantly like, look at this bitch's body. Damn, I need to get there. Or damn, she went away and I'm over here. I gotta work, or I gotta study, or I gotta be with the kids. This bitch is living the life. And it's so funny, because people that see me and then they know I don't have kids, they'll be like, girl, they'll be like, you living the life. I got 3 kids. I'm like, bitch, you don't know my life. Like, nobody knows anybody's life but what you see and what I present you. Okay. So what I'm saying is, like, I feel like mental health is very real, and it needs to be more like embraced. where nobody's saying that you got to be a fucking cuckoo or go head over to Bellevue, but you also should take into account, like, yo, why am I feeling this way? What can I do?
Recognize it.
And don't care what anybody gotta fucking say, because you know what? At the end of the day, you gotta take care of you. Nobody's gonna take care of you when you're down. When at 2:00 in the morning, you're in the corner crying. These motherfuckers are sleeping nicely, but you're worried. Oh, but I don't want to tell them because no. Then don't tell them. If you don't feel comfortable telling your friends, or then reach out to someone. There's so much free therapy. There's Headspace. There's all this shit too. Like
there's a lot more resources now. I think mental health has become a topic, especially with the pandemic happening. And there's even places for like kids to go and call or whatever they need as well, because kids were affected too. Imagine not being able to socialize as a kid, being stuck at home, right? At first, you're like, yeah, I don't gotta go to school for a week. Cool. A month? Wow. 6 months? I'm dying. You know what I mean? It's a lot. And then for adults, there is a hotline you can call, 24-hour crisis center. And I have the number here, which is 1-800-273-TALK, 8255. If you don't know how to use those letters on a phone. But that's a resource as well, just for people in NYC. And, you know, obviously, wherever you are, please, if you need any help, you need to talk to someone, don't have anyone to talk to, Google a hotline. Google's there. It'll help you, direct you.
I studied psychology. That's what I was going to do.
Karen gonna pull out that card.
Karen pulls out the card.
My tarot cards. Like,
let me tell you what's your problem. Baby?
Yeah. I look like I'm packing cigarettes. No, but seriously, and on another note, because Esty said that, if you are someone who has gone through this, don't keep it to yourself. Talk about it, because you don't know what you're doing. You can help someone next to you who has no one to talk to. But just by you saying a few things like, you know what, I know how you feel, or I've been there too. Girl, you know what? It's the worst right now, but you're gonna see the other side of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't keep it to yourself. I never understood that when people just want to. I understand that the stigmas are there and stuff like that, but it takes one little courageous moment, and you don't know how you affect and touch the lives of others. All right, you can make an effect on someone who's going through those same things. So, you know,
there's another number here too: 1-888-9 NYC. Which is another number. Just want to give options out there.
Yeah. You know, mental health is real and, you know, should not be ignored. Tap and call, you know, some of those friends or loved ones that you haven't spoken to in a little while. They might need a check-in.
I think we all need a check-in, and I applaud Nike, because Nike did close down their corp offices, right, for a week to give their employees just a mental health break. Time. Yep, yeah. and to I guess unwind and refresh, because I guess they felt like they really needed that for the employees, which is great. I think more companies should do that. We should definitely be given mental health days, not just personal days. So sometimes you need that personal day to go overturn something, go handle an errand. It's not necessarily mental health. Sometimes mental health has to be taken care of differently. And I know that a lot of other companies didn't agree with the Nike situation, but I just think they're just being assholes and haters. I'd rather go work for Nike than a fucking company that doesn't give you any time off for you and just beat you down. Yeah, beat your ass down. It's always with the gimmies. And how much can we juice out of you, right? Remember how we used to work pre-pandemic, right? We did a regular, if we could, a 9 to 5, 9 to 6. Now you're working from home, so they're like, we're going to have a meeting at 7:30 in the morning or 8 o'clock.
100%.
And keep you here till 8 o'clock at night working. You're just like, fuck, I'd rather go. Sometimes I'd rather go back to the office.
Have you guys thought about how many times? Sometimes I don't even pee. Like, you know, I hate to like bring it up like that, but it's like I'm so overwhelmed and sometimes so inundated with work that I don't even have like a pee break. And I'm in my own house and I have 3 bathrooms. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? But
or lunch break. There's times I don't.
Or lunch break. I did not today. I did not eat lunch. You know, and that it happens.
No, not Alex.
See, Alex ain't letting. See,
I pressed the pause because I am replaceable. They will replace my ass in a heartbeat. So I'm like, you know what? My throat is a little dry. We can pick up on that document, which is not going anywhere in an hour. And I mean, they've been really cool.
Alex.
Listen, goddammit, I've had enough.
Commendable.
You know why? Because you have to look at it like this. Nobody owns you. Okay. And I've been so sick and tired lately of like this whole like, you gotta be here, you gotta do this. It's like, listen, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna be a responsible employee, but you can't like kill me, because then you're gonna make me go crazy, and you don't want crazy, Alex, because then I'm gonna fuck up some shit. And you don't want
to mention, if I die, I will die with a lot of information that you no longer have.
I'm like, damn, this bitch had the password. What was?
Yes, exactly. Like, oh, shit. She knows how to submit my expenses. I don't know how to do that shit.
Do you guys remember or have heard this story? Because I don't know. For those who don't know, we did work for the same company. There was one employee that had like a bug out and was shitting and smearing it on the bathroom wall.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, but I didn't know
breakdown episode. I thought that was a problem that she had, not because of a breakdown, but that's literally like a disorder she had.
What kind of disorder smear shit? I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know. It was literally like that's what I heard.
Karen, was it you that you just like trying to like make it all nice? Like, well, no,
bitch. No, I was just about to say, didn't she work with your sister, the lady who had the problem?
Listen, we didn't get names. She was a very nice woman. She was a very nice woman, but I feel like I remember that lady, and she would work, and the shit that she would be yelled at and all that, I would be smearing some shit too for the abuse she was getting.
Yeah, but then we all had to suffer for it because there was no women's room, right? So it's like, why can't you do that somewhere else? But anyway.
Again, I thought it was just a disorder. But nevertheless, it's still disgusting and I don't need to be around it. So.
Oh, God. All right.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Pretty and Petty Podcast. I hope that it was insightful.
Depressed women.
And no, but at least I hope you got, 3 different women, 3 different scenarios, and 3 different takes on depression. We started out with Britney Spears and her, sad story, and hopefully she does have a good outcome. But SD, Alex, and I we're normal, regular, schmegular people.
You see us? We're fun.
But we
laugh.
But we do.
We have
but
our
we
days.
But we have our days, and we all suffer from some kind of pressure. Life is full of pressure, and it's okay, But
just breathe, do some yoga, hit a punching bag,
and listen to our podcast and laugh. Follow us on IG at Pretty and Petty Podcast. We also have a YouTube channel. We have Twitter, but we never tweet. I don't know why we have Twitter. And I don't know why we don't have Twitter. I don't know. SD was like, let's have Twitter.
We're on Spotify too, and we're on iHeartRadio.
Yes. Tell them where else are we?
We're on Podbean,
Spotify.
Listen, goddammit, we're on everything. If you want to find us, we're on it, okay? You ain't never going to find another platform we're on. Just check us out. Take 2 seconds from your fucking time to get on here, listen to these 3 funny women, and then you'll enjoy us. Subscribe.
And leave a review.
And leave a review, but leave a nice review. Don't be leaving some reviews like our first review that we're nasty and we talk loud and we curse too much, which probably would be me.
Because I will perform brujeria on your fucking ass, just to let you know.
There we go. Well, anyway, this was a very great chat, guys. I enjoyed it a lot.
Insightful. Yes. And thank you to our listeners for listening to this episode. And we will check you guys out next time.
Just
bye,
hang
guys.
up the damn thing. Hang up.
End it. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye. Peace.